Alrighty, y'all. Hello. It's Friday. It's just about time for the weekend. So I'm really excited for that. I hope you guys are going to have an awesome weekend as well. It's time to do a video. I thought of this idea a long time ago, and I'm finally getting to it. It's kind of just researching companies from across the world. And one thing that's really interesting with this channel and learning about, everything and anything from different cultures and countries and regions throughout the world is I always love finding surprises. So maybe something that I'm slightly familiar with over here in the U.S., but then I find out is totally not from here. It's not based here, but it happens to be somewhat part of life over here as well. And so when we're talking about learning about companies from across the world, I think that's really interesting. So we're going to take the idea and run with it. So let's look at some companies. I have a couple articles I've found, and it starts with Shell. So we're just going to run with this and see if I know any of them, see some of them I don't know, and of course, if there's any surprises. And I'm going to actually say it. This is the first one is a surprise. Shell, I'm very familiar with. We have Shell fuel stations all over the U.S. as far as I know. At least around me, they've always been. And the ones around me, I actually will say I think of as more of a slightly like upscale fuel station. They're always well kept. They're really nice. As far as I know, their fuel, their gasoline, their diesel, is top quality, like really clean fuel. And the prices seem to be pretty fair as well. Not really like the lowest in town, but definitely not the highest either. But it seems like a quality place. I'm going to be honest with you. I am your typical American that just assumed this was an American company. So they are not. They're European. As a matter of fact, they're actually headquartered in London, England, the UK. So this is an English company. That is actually crazy. I just did not know that. I know BP it stands for British Petroleum, I believe. I knew that was from the UK. I knew that was British, right? It's literally in the name. And we have those everywhere as well, although I don't typically go to those. I usually go to a number of different stations, but Shell, I've definitely gone to a lot. And yeah, I think that's crazy. One thing real quick before we move on is it actually says it's the company name is Royal Dutch Shell. So you guys are going to have to help me out in the comments a little bit. Now I'm a little confused. It says Royal Dutch Shell, parentheses, United Kingdom. So they're a UK company, but it also says Dutch in the name. Did they originate in the Netherlands then? I don't know. Either way, they're European. Number two, Volkswagen. That one's easy. I knew that they were German. And they're also one of the biggest, if not the biggest, car companies in the world, right? Because they own so many other companies. Not to mention, I believe VW just sells so many cars in so many different markets. They're popular here in the U.S. They're popular pretty much everywhere, honestly, right? They're just everywhere. Glencore, UK. Trying to think if I've heard of this company. I don't think I have. It is out of the UK, but they're actually headquartered in Switzerland. And that's a big company. We're talking billions. So it's an oil, mining, and refining company in agriculture. So yeah, that's big money. Now this one right here, Total Energies. I am not familiar with this company other than the fact of only, totally random here, ready? Sports highlights. I think I see this advertisement a lot in sports. I want to say only recently because I've been learning about football, or what we call soccer. I've been learning about that, and in a lot of clips, I think this is in the background, like on walls and stuff as sponsors, right? Maybe motorsports as well. Stellantis, they are from the Netherlands. I didn't know that. Okay, so right when I left Chrysler, I used to work at Chrysler. Of course, back then it was under the FCA group, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles. And right before I took a buyout package, and anyway, I left them, I want to say in 2020. It's been quite a few years, but right when I was leaving, I believe they were starting to transition into Stellantis. I think they had just done that sale or absorbed into Stellantis, however it worked. I'm not really sure. But the Chrysler group, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, all of them are under Stellantis. Has Peugeot, which I just saw here. That's how that worked. It wasn't a takeover. It was a merger between Peugeot, PSA Group, and FCA. And then that created Stellantis. So yeah, I still think that adage of I still think of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep as like American. I think that's fair to say because they're American cars and they've always been based here in America for the longest time. And of course, they started here. But, if you want to be technical, they're not American anymore. They're European. Now, this company, I'm not sure if I've heard of or not. I feel like I recognize the logo, maybe from somewhere, a random advertisement or something. I'm not even sure how to say it. Would it be like Alliance? I'm not sure. But they are German. So that's very interesting. They are a insurance company. Fortum, Finland. They are an energy company. Really? That's cool to see a Finnish company. I've never heard of them. Of course, BMW, which that is the actual German name. I think in English it's Bavarian Motor Works, I want to say. And yes, I of course knew that they were German. Again, very relevant and popular here in the U.S., but yes, definitely German. This one's weird. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that, but this is a German like telecommunications company, and it almost has the same logo as what's called T-Mobile over here in the U.S. I wonder if T-Mobile is like a subsidiary of them. So they're like for the American market, maybe? I'm not sure. They have the same logo. Nestle. Oh my God, I always forget that. So this one you could kind of paint as like a gray area that I guess I've heard was Swiss, but I for some reason always think of it as American, like for like no reason basically. Like I loosely forget that it's not American. That's a better way to put it. So yeah, Nestle is Swiss. Wow, very relevant here, by the way. But yeah, I think of like Kit Kats and Nesquik and stuff as American, but they're not. They're Swiss. EDF from France. Never heard of that either. It's funny like seeing huge billion-dollar companies I've never heard of. DHL. Now I have heard of them. They used to have a really big presence here. They still do, but they're not as big as our competitors, I guess, would be like UPS and FedEx over here. But yeah, DHL still does have a presence there here in the U.S. But yes, I did know that they were European. I didn't know where. They are actually from Germany. That makes sense if we actually see what it spells out. E.ON. What the heck is that? An energy company from Germany. Wow. Never heard of that one. Bosch. That's right. I did know that they were German. I didn't know for the longest time, and I found out randomly a couple years ago. Of course, they're very present in the automotive world, as well as tools and kind of a lot of different things. I particularly have a lot of tools, like power tools and drills and things. And I have actually a lot of Bosch tools, just randomly. I think they've always been good for me. They've always been fair priced and really good quality. So yeah, I have a lot of Bosch tools. That's cool. Zurich, I've definitely heard of them. They're Swiss. Okay. They're like insurance and stuff, right? Yeah. Wow, they must be really big because I'm pretty sure they have a presence over here. But they're Swiss. Wow. Tesco, I've heard of, although I don't think they have a presence here. They do. It actually says in the United States. Well, I've never seen them. There must not be near me in Illinois, but I think this is like some sort of a supermarket or food store or something. And that's cool. They're out of the UK as well. So Tesco, that's definitely a big one. Airbus, this one's cool. I did not know when I flew a lot, especially years and years ago, I flew a lot, and I've been on a few Airbuses. And I did not know until I think my dad told me or someone randomly told me that they're French, I believe, right? Although this says, maybe I heard that wrong. This says they're based out of the Netherlands. So if you want to confirm that in the comments, because this says French aircraft manufacturer Airbus and German aerospace Daimler Chrysler Aerospace. I don't know. They're kind of all over the place. They're definitely European. Maybe it's fair to say they're part French, but but yeah, Airbus, really cool. And nowadays might be more popular because I think Boeing's having a lot of troubles over here. What is this, Unilever or Unilever? This is one I recently found out, like this year, literally. I thought this was American for sure. I don't know why. I just thought that. They're actually a British-Dutch multinational company, and they make a lot of stuff, like tons and tons of stuff. So this is a really big company. And yeah, they're not from the U.S. Audi, of course. I have the Audi flag back there. I've become really big fans of them. And of course, they're not American. I knew that. They're indeed German. HSBC. Now, I've seen this in advertising and sports and stuff. I did not know that this was foreign. Wow, another one. They're like a bank, I think. And this says that they are from the United Kingdom. That's cool. Vodafone, I've seen this in like motorsports before. And I knew they were not American just because I've never heard of them here other than seeing like sports from other countries. So yeah, that's pretty cool. They are out of the UK. Continental Tire. These are super popular over here. I can't remember the name of the tire, but I know like certain sports cars, maybe even like Corvettes or something. I can't remember. They make like some really high performance tires, Continental. And yeah, like some cars come with them stock. And yeah, I've definitely heard of them as a car guy. I did not know they were European. I actually thought they were American. I'm not even going to lie. That's funny. They're the largest industrial manufacturing company in Europe, as a matter of fact. Largest tire manufacturer in Europe, and the fourth largest in the world. And they produce tires for everything. Cars, trucks, buses, motorcycles, and so on. Also manufactures brake systems, electronic components, and car interiors? Really? Their headquarters are in Germany. So Continental is a German company. That's actually crazy. I had no idea. So like if I go to images, some other notable mentions, I see like, of course, like Adidas or Adidas, right? They're German, very famous. Puma, they're kind of related to them, right? Weren't they brothers? Puma is not American, by the way. For any Americans watching, yes, they are German as well. Another one, Red Bull. Now, that's kind of shocking. I think a lot of Americans might assume that's American, but Red Bull is Austrian. How crazy is that? That's really actually fascinating. Of course, this is very popular in the U.S., and they're huge stores, by the way. IKEA, right? They are Swedish, of course. I mean, look at the colors, right? They stay true to the flag. And this is a very fun store to go around, even if you don't buy much. This is kind of an experience. You can spend, maybe a couple hours here for sure. And I think a lot of people here say IKEA, but I remember hearing at the store one time it's actually supposed to be IKEA. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me in the comments. But sometimes I'm really spot on with pronunciation. Sometimes I'm not, but I try. Okay, so I'm looking up random companies now to see. And we have Rolex. They're not American. They're headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. I had a feeling they might be foreign, like not American. But I thought maybe they are, right? No, they're not from like New York or something. No. I thought maybe they're European, and they are. They're based in Switzerland. Although it is important to mention that actually it was kind of started in London. So you could almost maybe call this like British origins. But I think it'd be fair to say it's a Swiss company. Remember, with these things, you got to tell me what your opinion is, because some of these started somewhere and then, ended up being headquartered a couple, nations over. Okay, so I'm literally looking around my house at stuff. Honeywell, I thought maybe, right? But Honeywell is actually American. So Honeywell is American. Let's move on from them then. Okay, so Husqvarna, I have a feeling could be something else. I have some of their lawn equipment, like backpack blowers and stuff like that, chainsaws. Oh my God, look at this. They're not American. Husqvarna is Swedish. Are you serious? That's actually crazy. Wow, and they have a long history since the 1600s, and they've made like everything. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I've always heard of these in the U.S. as like a very high-end, tools. Like they make really good equipment, and that's why I invested in buying some that, even though they were a little pricey. Some of my lawn equipment is Husqvarna, and not my mower, smaller engine stuff I have. So yeah, that's crazy. Husqvarna is Swedish. That's really cool. I have a Ferris commercial zero-turn mower, and I believe that's for sure American. I think they're based out of Michigan. But Husqvarna is not. They're Swedish. It's crazy that I did not even realize that Husqvarna made motorcycles. Like, what? What about Steel? I hope that's how you pronounce it, by the way. I've always heard it as Steel. They are German. No way. Dude, this is blowing my mind. I thought they were American. This is like the most famous landscaping equipment, kind of like Husqvarna, but like that kind of stuff. They make everything, especially, like trimmers, weed eaters, edgers, backpack blowers, hand blowers, whatever the case is, small engine equipment, right? Steel makes really robust, really reliable, really strong powered equipment. And it's really impressive. I don't technically own any, but I've used, I've worked landscaping before, so I've used their equipment through, other people. And yeah, their stuff packs a punch. It's really good stuff. I literally just thought they were American. They're always white and orange, as you can see, and I cannot believe that they are German. That is actually crazy. It makes sense, though. Once, when I connect the dots between that, they're really just well made, really tight, and just do the job very nicely. I'm kind of not surprised to hear that it's German. This is crazy. When I look up European drink companies, if you actually look up here, because I don't want to block it there, Bacardi I recognize. I didn't know that they're European. Anheuser-Busch or InBev, I thought they were American as well. Like almost was 100% sure they were American, but they're not. They're European as well. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused by that. And then finally we'll end it with this. I'll go ahead and actually do this one. Where is it? So I'm not blocking any of these. Hopefully you can see these still. These are soft drinks from across Europe. And we're talking like some countries I forget that are even in Europe. So really deep in the rabbit hole here. So without reading all of them, because that would take a little long, I'll just point out some notables. And you have to tell me if you've had these and if you like these. So look at this. Urn Brew. Is that what that's called? That's Scottish. Radnor Fizz. Wales. That sounds kind of cool. Cas in Spain or España. Slovakia has Vinea. Okay, I've never heard of any of these. Maine Brown Lemonade from Northern Ireland. Solo from Norway. Sumo from Portugal. So you can see there's a lot more here. TK Red Lemonade from Ireland. Never heard of it. Sounds cool. Spezi. Oh, this is Paulaner. They make the beer. What the heck? Paulaner Spezi from Germany. What the heck? That is cool. I'll have to look for that. I don't know where, but that'd be kind of cool to try. What is this? Kafola or Kafala from Czechia. I've heard of this. I feel like people in the comments or something have told me to look for this. This is some sort of cola, I guess, right? From the Czech Republic? That sounds awesome. And Sky Cola. That's interesting. From Bosnia. Really? These are really cool. So we're going to end it with that. Look, I wanted a fun video for Friday. I thought this was actually kind of a cool idea, and I think it was. It turned out pretty cool. And we could go way deeper. I'm sure there's, 100, 200, 300 different companies you could name that I did not, find here. But I'd say a lot of those were really surprising. And I think for me, I guess I'm a bit of a nerd. I think that's fun, like finding out companies, especially stuff that you've heard of or seen on TV, or maybe in my case interacted with, like Husqvarna Steel, or stuff you see every day like Red Bull. These companies are really famous here, and they're not from here. They're totally European, and I think that's kind of cool. So I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it somewhat. This is the type of stuff I enjoy, so that was really fun. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate all the awesome suggestions I've been getting. I hope you have a great weekend if I don't see you here on the channel. With that being said, y'all, my name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker, and until next time, I'll catch you later.